Greetings, everyone. This is me again, Zahra, ex-Muslim. As usual, come to help the Muslims see for themselves and decide. So, in my previous live stream, the title was Imam Hussain contradicting Quran ayats on the 9th of Muharram. But since I found Surah 9, ayat 43, right, started to get confused about this. Surah 9, ayat 43, here again opening to show you. And so now I've come with this. Did he contradict Quran ayats? Sorry, I lost myself here at the live stream. It just ended. I had to resume it. Okay, so there must be a break here in between silence, as I don't know what happened. So, anyways, continuing. Sorry about this. Right, it happens in this device, these devices. I get, the thing ends, live stream ends on its own. Okay, so since finding Surah 9 ayat 43, Allah has pardoned you. Allah is telling Prophet Muhammad, He's pardoned you. Why did you give them permission to remain behind, meaning not participate in the war? You should not have until it was evident to you who were truthful and you knew the liars. So, what does this mean? This means that once it becomes evident to Prophet Muhammad that who are the truthful from the liars, then maybe you can give them permission not to participate in the battle if they ask for leave permission not to participate in the battle, the believers, right? So this is what some Shias might think, and this is what perhaps even not giving Quran ayats or anything. Imam Hussain, let me show you that, tells his followers in Karbala on the 9th of Muharram to leave him. Wait, where's it now? I'm trying to find this brief account here. Brief account. So this is reported by his son, who was there in Karbala, and thereafter became the Imam. He could not participate because he was not well in the battle. He couldn't participate. I hope you'll bear with me. I'll make mistakes and all this. And another thing is that Muslims who come here saying we are liars. Please, this is not the way, right? Because it's not right of you to say this. You can say that I'm wrong in this, okay, but not a liar. So investigate properly. Those who I've even found this verse reminding me again that investigate properly those who say peace to you, peace unto you are believers. Do not do not say that they are disbelievers, right? Against them, those who greet you with peace. So, anyways, Allah says investigate properly, and it will come later. Done a lot of research on this, recently. So, I just also want to tell you where I'm at now. This side kind of confused me, right? But no, I think that you see, there is confusion due to the ambiguity of God, Allah, in the Quran ayahs. But I want to help the Shias also see where I am right about uh, Imam Hussain contradicting Quran ayahs. Now, for you to decide, I've already decided, but let's see if I can show you properly, step by step, and show you the contradictions the Quran ayats even have, and where it's clear where you can, Imam Hussain can absolve you, your Imam can absolve you right here, Imam Hussein's last sermon. So from here, I've put it in my notes. Thank you, Al-Islam, the Shia website. Here. So, uh, events of the eve of Ashura 9th Muharram. Imam Ali ibn Hussain, I'll be calling him, referring to him as Imam Zain al-Abidin or Imam Sajjad. He was the son of Hussein and the next Imam after Hussein. Narrates that Imam Hussein, his father, gathered his followers after Umar bin Saad returned to his camp. Imam Hussain said the following: All praises and glory be to Allah the Most High. I believe tomorrow will be our last day in this world. I absolve you of any obligation to me. You are free to leave. Use this cover of night to escape. Escape from whom? Like, where can you hide from Allah? Like, Yazid's army just wants Imam Hussein, right? As he says then. Continuing, these people pursue only me. And once they capture me, they will not pursue anyone else. So they only want Imam Hussein. So why use the cover of the night to escape? Escape from whom? Huh. Yazid's army doesn't want anyone else but Imam Hussein. Not even Imam Hussein's followers, as Imam Hussein has put it here. Convey to his followers, these people pursue only me. Once they capture me, they will not pursue anyone else. So use this cover of night to escape. Escape from what? This also. Keep in mind, right? Allah says, wherever you are, death will overtake you. You can't escape from Allah. So those who, didn't want to participate in the battle and they wanted to escape death. So like Allah says in Surah Al Imran ayat, death will come anyways. And what are they escaping from? Taking the cover of the night, not from Yazid's soldiers here in Karbala, because Yazid only wants Imam Hussein, as Imam Hussein says. These people pursue only me, and once they capture me, they will not pursue anyone else. So there are these contradictions, as I pointed out. Use this cover of the night to escape. In Imam Hussein's also statement here to his followers, and he said in Quran ayats too. So please don't get, I'm trying to help you. Maybe if you're confused, Shias, especially Shias, about this, that, so there are more ayats, more than Surah 9, ayat 43, to confuse you, saying that you are exempt from war, right? And if he, permission of Prophet Muhammad given to the believers to be exempt from war once, maybe truth, if they are truthful, once it is distinguished, found out that these believers are truthful, and who are the believers from among the hypocrites, and who are the liars. So exempted are the truthful ones, true believers. That's not the case. You see, Quran also has contradictions, right? And I'll show you. And after this, when I show you, then you decide. But I've decided, right? However, it's very difficult to decide and trying to help you. But for me, what ayat made me decide that Imam Hussein, there are many, these kind of discrepancies also. And there are ayats which suggest that you're not supposed to leave the Imam, like Surah Fat ayat I gave, Surah Fat ayat 9 and 10, what Sa'id ibn Abdullah, the companion, right? The response of the companions of Imam Hussein, Here was Sayyid ibn Abdullah Hanafi replies to Imam Hussain, by Allah, we will never leave you until Allah knows that we protected the honor of Rasulullah, which ayat says protect or help Rasulullah or honor him and all this, right? So this is in gist of that ayat, Surah Fat ayat 9. By Allah, if I knew that I will be killed. Now that's another point, right? On another point, but let's understanding Surah Fat ayat 9 and 10. And then it gets murky in the Quran ayats because of Surah 9 ayat 43. Allah has pardoned you. Some Shias would say, well, if it is made evident to him who were truthful and who were the liars, then permission can be granted, right? But under this circumstance, when the Imam is in trouble, they want to capture Imam Hussein, can they be exempted from fighting under such a circumstance? Maybe if the Shia tafsir helps in saying that we have to go to Surah for this, Surah 9, Ayat 43. Another thing is that the Shia tafsir isn't it contradictory? May Allah forgive you. So it refers to the companions of Prophet Muhammad here. They say, why did you grant him leave? And then they say that he was so, you know, lenient or what. He had this softness, like he had this rahm, mercy in his heart. So he let them, exempted them. Like he knows better than Allah in this. So Surah 20, I'm trying to remember which surah was it. I've opened many tabs and read. After this, I've read many ayahs, right? So here, you see, on Surah 9, ayat 43, Shia Tafsir, Puya Ali commentary, Akamedi Puya says, Sifat companions are like verse 2 of Surah Fat, the companions are addressed here through the Holy Prophet, that Allah pardoned them. Why did the companions give leave? So it doesn't make sense, right? Even the Shia tafsir. The manner, mode, and trend of expression is the same as in Surah Tahrim, Ayat 1. It's addressed to Prophet Muhammad. But he's the one who made prohibited himself at Allah, not the companions in Surah Tahrim, Surah 1, Ayat, Surah Tahrim, Ayat 1. Sorry, I'm getting confused. And Surah 68, Surah Anfal, Ayat 68. But it's not the companions. Anyhow, see, Aka Medipuya also contradicting himself here. The Holy Prophet had the option of giving permission. Yeah. Surah Nur Ayat. Okay, Surah Nur Ayat 62. We will go to Surah Nur Ayat 62 also. And there was no prohibitory order prior to his action, right? So he did not want to expose the hypocrites on his own. On one hand, you're saying he did not want to expose the hypocrites on his own. He's shy again, like Surah. In Surah, okay, he didn't want to. You know what I mean? Like he didn't want to. But why are you saying that? Akamedipuya, sorry, with due respect. See, the companions are addressed here through the Holy Prophet. Again, like in Surah Azabayat or something. Allah's or other ayats where Allah has forgiven him. Companions are addressed, or this through him, like do not hearken to hypocrites and disbelievers. Companions are addressed through the Holy Prophet. And then in the same breath, you say you're contradicting yourself, and there was no. So he did not want to expose the hypocrites on his own, unless Allah condemns them. So he allowed the hypocrites, right? He gave permission for leave to the hypocrites, to the liars, not the companions who are addressed here. in the first part of the ayat. Allah pardon you. Why did you give them leave? Companions cannot give them leave. Prophet Muhammad's companion. It's Prophet Muhammad. So this also, you see, okay, it doesn't say that he was soft in heart, but that, sorry, that must be in the Sunni tafsir I've read. So it's a good thing that I came here and I correct myself. Under this ayat, the Sunni tafsir. He did, here it says, he did not want to expose the hypocrites on his own unless Allah condemns them. So he gave them leave. Prophet Muhammad gave them leave, permission to leave, to be exempted, maybe, or whatever permission, right? Not the companions. And it's not an address to the companions of the Holy Prophet through the Holy Prophet. Allah pardon you. And the word is afa, afu, like, the name of Allah, la afu, ya afu. Allah will forgive you. That's also like a forgiveness, but it's maybe a softer forgiveness. Word, Arabic word. Okay? So this, and please, Muslims, don't come here saying we are liars. I mean, of course, I will make mistakes and all that. However, I've done many streams trying to correct myself, and we've come to the conclusion. I came to the conclusion that there are many contradictions in the Quran and mistakes made and all this errors and omissions, even in the tafsir, but in the Quran mostly. And there are contradictions, definitely. So if there are much contradictions, you find then the Quran is from other than Allah. That's a Quran ayat also. So reflect on the Quran ayat. Now that doesn't mean that I'm lying. So please don't come here saying I'm lying. It wouldn't be good for you, and your religion. What kind of people are you? Don't investigate properly. I'm investigating here, and we learn through trial and error. So if, let's say, I'm wrong in this point that Imam Hussain contradicted Quran ayahs on the 9th of Muharram, then this is, I can be wrong on this, but it wouldn't make, even then, like, okay, it's a big thing for the Shias that I would be wrong, but it doesn't mean that. But still, trial and error we learn, and we should have that space for this trial and error, finding out through trial and error, right? Not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. For a researcher, it shouldn't be. For the investigator, interrogator, shouldn't be the end of the world. And I keep coming here, and yes, I share online also publicly. Even then, it shouldn't be the end of the world. I will be correcting myself. This is different. So now I put it this way. Now I found the title, right? Did Imam Hussain contradict the Quran ayahs by saying, I absolve you of the obligations to me? They only want to use escape and all this. Go to, now I'm kind of, so from here, yeah. So you see, Akamedi Puya's tafsir on Surah 4, Surah 9, Ayat 43 is kind of murky, contradicting itself. Not the companions of the Prophet. The Prophet himself addressed, and he wanted Allah to say, oh, these are hypocrites. Why did you allow them? Okay, Allah kind of softly pardons, uses a softer word for pardon or forgives you against Prophet Muhammad. But it's Prophet Muhammad in Surah 9, Ayat 43 that Allah is addressing to. You get that? Now we go to Surah, what was it? I know it's 62, but again, okay, let me check. What's the problem? Brief account. Oops. Go to Surah. Just bear with me if you can, please. I have to go up and Surah 9, Ayat 43. Now we go to Surah Nur, Ayat 62. Surah Nur, Ayat 62. Right? It's taking time to open. Surah Nur ayat 62 is, the believers are only those who believe in Allah and His Messenger, and when they are with Him, meeting. With Him for a matter of meeting is like in brackets, do you understand? With Him for a matter of common interest, do not depart until they have asked His permission. Indeed, those who ask your permission, although in Muharram, in Karbala, Imam Hussain gave the permission without them asking permission. So they want to stay with Imam Hussain. That's what they proved. Those are the ones who believe in Allah and His Messenger. So when they ask your permission due to something of their affairs, then give permission to whom you will among them and ask forgiveness for them of Allah. Also, this is added that Prophet Muhammad needs to ask forgiveness for them, even though exempting them, permitting them to do. This could be in circumstances even other than war, I think, right? Or is it only in war? Let's see, have I missed the context? Such elderly or past prospects of marriage, there's no blame. So, okay, it is not a blind constraint upon blame. Houses or entering houses. So, this is not about exemption of war. So it could be asking when they're sitting for a meeting or deciding a public religious matter, that they ask permission of the prophet, from the prophet, to leave, right? Like you are in school or something, college, or at work also. You ask the permission in a meeting to leave. Asking the messenger, it's okay. But is it only like, it's not only for war, it's for other things too. Do not make the calling of the messenger among yourselves as a call of you to another. You understand what I'm trying to say? So it could be in other circumstances other than uh, if he tells you to go for battle, right? Allah commanding you to go for battle, and then Surah Tawbah, let's see again, 43 or what? So now reading Surah Tawbah ayats from 43, Allah has pardoned you. Why did you? Oh Muhammad, the Sunnis, oh Muhammad, right? You, not the Sahabas, not through Muhammad, not even through Muhammad, or maybe, anyways, but why did you give them permission? Let's even go like that, okay? But it doesn't make sense, right? Illogical. That the Sahabas are addressed through Prophet Muhammad. Allah pardoning the Sahabas, giving them permission. They're not supposed to give them permission. Only Prophet Muhammad can give them permission to leave. As we saw in Surah 24, Ayat 62. Am I right? Surah Nur? Yes. Ayat 62. So why would the Sahabas give permission to leave? The Sahabas who wanted who wanted to leave. So, Allah telling Prophet Muhammad that the Sahabas that you gave leave to without knowing, knowing who are the liars from among them and who are the truthful. Why did you do that? So Allah pardoned you for that, right? Until it was evident to you, to you who were truthful, and you knew the liars. Allah tells him, Prophet Muhammad. The Sahabas you knew were liars, and those who believe in Allah among the Sahabas. Last day would not ask permission of you to be excused from striving even. Jihad, this is not fighting, but this like struggle, right? So now it's on struggle. Surah Tawbah. Wait, so don't forget Surah 9, Surah Tawbah at 120. What I found. The Baduans, you see, you could be confused, the Shias even in this, that only when it has been distinguished, the hypocrites, liars, from the believers, from among your Sahabas, also Prophet Muhammad, then you can give them leave to, if they want to leave, and you can give them leave from the war, battle, or even to honor and help him or the leaders after him, Islamic leaders, right? That's what perhaps is generally believed by the Shias and the Sunnis, some Sunnis, I don't know. But the Shias, if you believe in that, you're wrong. Remember Surah 9 at 120. But you cannot prefer your life to the life of the Messenger of Allah. The point there is this also, right? So those who believe in Allah and the last day would not ask permission of you to be those who believe in Allah and the last day. Now this next ayat after 43 of Surah Tawbah is those who believe in Allah and the last day would not ask permission of you to be excused from striving, even fighting or striving with their wealth and their lives. And Allah is knowing of those who fear Him. Let's see if you can then say, like the Shias perhaps would believe, that Imam Hussain could give them permission to leave and not help him, but to prefer your life over the life of the Messenger of Allah and the pledge you have given to do this and honor him. Surah Fatah, meaning the pledge contains this, right? Also, just after Surah Fatah 9, they pledge allegiance to honor, meaning all this, it's contained in the pledge to honor him, to help him, to support him, and also to exalt him morning and evening. Surah Fatah 9 and 10 is about the pledge. You get it? So Surah Fatah 10 is about the pledge of allegiance. And that contains honoring Allah's messenger, helping him also, even those who come after him, right? I mean, afterwards, the believers, when he's passed away and all, they need to help him in whatever way they can. Only those asked for exemption who believe not in Allah and the last day, and whose hearts are in doubt. Now let's go to, I have to read all these ayats, that's why I didn't put it in my notes also. Another reason why. Many ayats I have to read now from, starting from Surah 9, ayat 43. Now, yeah, in Surah Tawbah, right? Many ayats thereafter. Surah 9, ayat 46. And if they had intended to go forth, they would have prepared for it. Preparation, first of all. Did Imam Hussain prepare them for this fight against Yazid? Although he said, I did not rise in rebellion, but he should have. He should have, don't you think so? Against Yazid. Yazid is a hypocrite, a liar, disbeliever, fight against the disbelievers. Surah 2, ayat 193. We come back to that also. And also Surah Tawbah ayats that will, that say, to Prophet Muhammad also to strive, not fight, jihad, do jihad against the disbelievers, the hypocrites, and be stern against them, which ayat number is that I keep forgetting. But it's in Surah Tawbah. And if they had intended to go forth, Imam Hussain did not prepare them and should have prepared them to fight. It should be a battle against Yazid's army. Prepared it, they would have prepared for it. And if they had intended to go forth here, Allah is saying in the Quran, okay, you would say, Imam Hussain said, I don't want to fight. How? Why? Yazid is a disbeliever, a hypocrite. The Quran ayats which say fight against the disbelievers until they become Muslims. And this means true believers, right? So Surah 9, ayat 5 also, if they don't give the zakat, then fight them. Tafsir, Sunni tafsir, which the Shias have missed out on, I think. Surah 9 Ayat 5. What is the true meaning of Surah 9 Ayat 5? So this also the Shias, where the Shias have missed out on, omitted errors, made errors, understanding the Quran ayats. I'm telling you, Imam Hussain is supposed to fight Yazid. But Allah disliked their being sent, so he kept them back. Not convinced as yet? Let's keep going on. So Imam Hussain didn't go forth fighting with, but it says here, go forth. If they had intended to go forth also, I mean, they would have prepared for it. Why isn't Imam Hussain intending to march forth and fight against Yazid and should have prepared himself and his believers for that war against Yazid and his soldiers? Hypocrites. Had they gone forth with you, they would not have increased you except in confusion. Now my confusion increased reading the statement of Imam Hussain absolving his followers and his male family members from this war, from fighting, and from the oath that they've made to protect him. What else? All that. And to fight, if fighting is, if they're giving you a fight, don't run away. You accept, so they would not have increased you except in confusion, and they would have been active among you, seeking you fitna. Seeking to cause you fitna, i.e., chaos and dissension, and among you are avid listeners to them. Avid listeners to them. See the companions, they couldn't see this, that Imam Hussain was causing fitna. So was his grandfather, Prophet Muhammad. So was Imam Ali. So was Imam Hassan. And so was Imam Hussain. Although Imam Hussain had a peace treaty with Muawiyah, and Muawiyah, he let Muawiyah remain the caliph of the Umayyads. This is not right. You have given up acquiescence, the right that God has given you to be an imam, the leader. You have given up, and you have allowed a hypocrite to, for some Muslim believers to take him as the caliph. Take another one like Muawiyah. How many wars did Muawiyah and Imam Ali have? Also, but Imam Hassan kept quiet. And they say it's peace treaty. Imam Hassan's way was like Prophet Muhammad's way, peace treaty with the pagan Arabs. No. Temporarily for their own interest, it seems. That's what I found out. And it's not allowed in Islam like that. Shias, you must correct yourself. See, so I'm helping you. So seeking you fitna, chaos, dissension, and all that. And among you are avid listeners to them. Or Hazrat Abbas and all that. See, chaos, confusion, this is the way they want you to remain. So that you don't understand what is true Islam. You don't understand Ayat Surah 2, Ayat 193. You don't understand Surah 9, Ayat 120. You do not prefer your life over its life, Prophet Muhammad's. They had already desired dissension before, yes, and had upset matters for you, for the pagan Arabs, for the Jews afterwards, until the truth came and the ordinance of Allah appeared while they were averse. So Allah was the pagan Arab god also. Look at the dissension, fitna they've caused here. Prophet Muhammad and his his progeny. And among them is he who says, permit me and do not put me to trial. Unquestionably into trial they have fallen. The Prophet Muhammad used this ayat very well against these pagan Meccan Arabs also, right? Unquestionably into trial you have fallen, and indeed hell will encompass the disbelievers. So permit me and do not put me to trial. Okay, maybe his family members, maybe what Imam What does Imam Hussain say? Oh, I'll forget where I am. What does Imam Hussain said to Muslim Ibn Aqil's sons? You have given enough of sacrifice. Muslim just has been killed in Kufa, right? You can leave. No, no. This is not the reason why you should leave, because you have been put to much trial and you much sacrifice you have made. Akil's sons, you leave me. Much sacrifices have you made. No, no, this is not the way of the Quran. And among them is he who says, "Permit me." Maybe saying, "Permit me," I'm the only son, or if let's say you bring here what Imam Hussain said to Akil's sons, you have made many sacrifices. Now you just go away. It's not like that. You have made many sacrifices. Muslim Ibn Aqil is gone just, just a while ago in Kufa, being killed. Many sacrifices. No. And among ye is who? He who says, "Permit me and do not put me to trial." Okay, but he's just saying, "Permit me and do not put me to trial." But has Allah ever thought of that? The family, they may have given much sacrifice, and now He doesn't say this against these ones. They are liars, and they are this. Okay, okay, maybe I'm saying too much. You would say, unquestionably into trial they have fallen, and indeed hell will encompass the disbelief. But when Allah wants to defend believers who have not even, He defends the believers' points He brings, and the Shias bring points up. Every point is put forward. But against these disbelievers, no, hardly. Just brushes through it. If good befalls you, it distress. Okay. But if disaster strikes you, we took our matter and turn away. They were rejoicing. We took our matter in before and this. They never will say, "Never will we be struck except by what Allah has decreed for us." He's our protector. And upon Allah let the believers rely. Say, "Do you await for us except one of the two best things? Martyrdom, or meaning they have put it in brackets, okay? Martyrdom or victory. Being killed or gaining victory in the battle. While we await for you that Allah will afflict you with punishment from Himself, or at our hands. At our hands. So wait, indeed, we along with you are waiting. Right? So it could be later also, after Prophet Muhammad's death, whenever. The Imams shouldn't the Imam at our hands, right? Now you see, when we're like, oh, I have to open one before I forget. So no, I can't do that because I'll have to come back to this previous tab and I'll forget. So we're going through the Quran, Surah Tawbah, it's after 43 ayat. At our hands, right? You remember this? Punishment from Himself or at our hands. So wait, indeed, along. Wait, except one or two best things. While we await for you that Allah will afflict you with punishment from Himself or at our hands. So wait. How could Imam Hussain say, "I absolve you of the oaths you have given to me, or the obligations"? Say, "Spend willingly or unwillingly defined." Allah does not deny. That this ayat is not important, and what prevents the expenditures from being accepted from them? Since they disbelieved in Allah and His Messenger, and they come to pray except lazily and all this unwillingly. So let not their wealth and their children impress you. Allah only intends to punish them through them in worldly life. The souls depart while they are disbelievers. They swear by Allah that they are indeed of you, but they are not of you, yet they are afraid. Now you see, my thing is turning sometimes to Imam Hussain, Prophet Muhammad, and his progeny, sometimes to those whom so called, what here Allah is saying against them, They are the true ones. They swear by Allah that they are indeed of you. Could be a prophet, definitely Prophet Muhammad and its progeny. He's stolen also these ayats or made up or whatever he's done with these ayats. But they are not of you, yet they are afraid. Oh, they are afraid of you. So if they could find a refuge or some caves or any place to enter, they would turn to it and hide while they run heedlessly. Wait, Imam Hussain told his followers to escape taking the cover of the night. If they could find a refuge or some caves or any place to enter, not to fight. Oh, look at how we've been deceived, Shias. Escape from whom? In the dark of the night. Imam Hussain then says they only want me. They only want to pursue me and capture me. So can't be escaping from Yazid's army. They have not been cornered there, right? They could leave. Only Imam Hussain can't leave because they will pursue Imam Hussain. So find refuge or some cave or the darkness of the night that you would turn to while they run heedlessly. They would turn to it while they run heedless, but they don't want to run. Okay, this thing I know. In Karbala, they don't want to run, the followers of Imam Hussain. Yeah. Surah 9, ayat 58, and among them are some who criticize you concerning charities. So again, once they become angry, they get the charity thing. If only they had been satisfied with what Allah and His Messenger gave them and said, sufficient for us is Allah, Allah will give us of His bounty and His Messenger. Indeed, we are desirous toward Allah. Allah will give and His Messenger. Surah 9, ayat 28. Do not fear poverty, but then take jizya, the dhimmis. Now you see the temporary dhimmis. Jizya taken until it's enough and then kill them. Surah 9, ayat 1. Fight them until they become believers, or else God, take their lives, meaning Surah 9, ayat 1, 2, 3. Those you have spared, Yaluna, or those around you, besides those who are around you, your neighbors next to you. Fight them. Surah 9, ayat 1, 2, 3. I'm not going there, I'm still on this, right? So Allah and bounty, out of His bounty, and so will His Messenger provide for you. So don't fear. Oh, when did the Messenger provide for you? He took from the spoils of war. He took 5 property, Fadak, gave it to his daughter. Of course, supposed to be given to Allah, the Messenger, and the near ones, and then the wafer and all this. Allah is providing him, and he's got the this like this. And even married Khadija, who was very rich. So he got money from Khadija and working for Khadija. And when she became his wife, he got money, help from her also to, spread Islam and all this. I was told by Sayyid Yusuf Zaidi, Shia, Sayyid. She gave a lot of hers, mostly all of her wealth. All of her wealth, I mean, to defend Islam. So where does he get? This is the bounty of Allah? He will give you from not only Allah, but His Messenger will soon give us of His bounty. This is a joke. Then Surah 9960, Zakah expenditures are only for the poor and for the needy and for those employed for it and for bringing hearts together. Even giving like money to bring this ayat, remember some time ago I was, so they're paying, the Muslims are paying Prophet Muhammad to make you come into Islam. Look, bribes are being given. And for freeing captives, yes. But you see, here, so this ayat also, look at this. What kind of a religion is this? You're paying money. This is bribery. This is corruption. You're giving money to bring hearts together, meaning for Islam. right? This rate, what Say International has put in brackets here, for bringing hearts together. Oh my God, look at this. So this is the way you bribe them to become Muslims. Oh, this this legal bribery, bribing them with money. Now, which religion? If in any religion you see this, run the other way from it. Please. See, I mean, how are. Oh. And for stranded travel and obligation by Allah, and Allah is knowing. Okay. I just said enough. Oh, okay. Surah 961. I've had enough every. Look at this. But I still have to go on. And among them are those who abuse the Prophet and say his ear, those who abuse the messenger, painful punishment. And they swear by Allah to you to satisfy you, but Allah and His Messenger are more worthy for them to satisfy, and believes in them, believers there in that ayat. Like, what he believes in the believers? Even Allah can't believe in the believers. How many times He's told the believers, what have you done? And what are you doing? And you shouldn't be doing this. Surah Nur ayats. You shouldn't be spreading rumors like that. Surah Saf ayat. Do not believers do not say what you do not mean and all this. Do they not know that whoever opposes Allah and His Messenger, that for him is the fire of hell, wherein he will abide eternally? That is the great disgrace. The hypocrites are apprehensive lest a surah be revealed about them, informing them of what is in their hearts. Yes, Imam Hussain, I got it. Need I say much? Say mock, huh? Indeed, Allah will expose that which you fear. And if you ask them, they will surely say, we were only conversing and playing. Say, is it Allah and His verses and His messenger that you were mocking? I know who's mocked these bringing the exploiting Allah and made a mockery of a religion, deen, right? Make no excuse, you have disbelieved after your belief. If we pardon one faction of you, we will punish another faction. Don't know why. Because they are criminal. They were criminals. Okay. Okay. Some, even those hypocrite women, one another enjoy what is wrong, forbid what is right. The hypocrite men, they have forgotten Allah, so Allah has forgotten them. Indeed, the hypocrites. What else? And Allah has promised the hypocrite men and women and the disbelievers fire of hell, wherein they will abide eternally. It is sufficient for them, and Allah has cursed them. Yes. And I'm proving that Imam Hussain is a hypocrite too. So Surah 9, ayah 69, this ayat would go for him. Your ways are like the ways of those who have gone before. They were mightier than you in power and more abundant in riches and children. They enjoyed their lot for a while, as you have enjoyed your lot, and you also engaged in idle talk as they did. Their works have come to naught. No world in the year after are the losers. I reached news of those before Tamud. Okay. So now where do we go? Now we go to Surah Tawbah at which one? So don't forget Surah Tawbah. This is what I keep saying to you. Uh, are they the saints even followers in Karbala? Are they supposed to prefer their lives over Imam Hussein's life? No, no, no. It was not for the people of Medina and those surrounding them of the Baduans that they remained behind after the Messenger of Allah, or that they preferred themselves over his self. Let me see. Sound I forgot to. Of Allah, or that they preferred them. Okay, it is there. Sound is coming. After the Messenger of Allah, preferring their lives over his self, right? Over the Messenger of Allah. That is because they are not afflicted by thirst or fatigue or hunger in the cause of Allah, nor do they tread on any ground that enrages the disbelievers, making the disbelievers angry, meaning. Nor do they inflict upon an enemy any infliction. But that is riches. What is this now? This is it. So what Allah is actually, until here I got it, right? that Allah is saying is that they do not, the people of Yathrib, not Medina, and the Bedouins. He changed the name of the city, making himself the leader, Islamic. So don't forget this. You're not supposed to prefer your life to the life of the Prophet, and thereafter, after those in authority are believers among you, those in authority, you're supposed to save their lives. Believers are guardians one of another. So if Imam Hussain, Shias, at least you see this, if Imam Hussein's life is in danger, he's going to be captured by a hypocrite caliph. He's not supposed to tell you leave, don't help me. You don't. They just want you. This is wrong, as you have come to have known or believed that he has the right to give you permission to leave. He's, he's distinguished the truthful from the liars, and he's told you, these are my truthful ones also, later generations. And this is the true Islam. No, he still cannot give them permission to leave, because they have to prefer his life over their lives. Not like Hazrat Abbas is saying, without you we cannot live, so if you die, how can we? No, no, use Quran ayats properly. Proper interpretation of Quran ayats. Surah 9, ayat 120. We cannot prefer our lives to your life. You, after Prophet Muhammad, we have to implement. Same thing goes for you as the leader of Islam, Imam of Islam, our Imam, right? Or Prophet, fight against the disbelievers, fight no jihad. Now, the Prophet has been told to strive against the disbelievers and the hypocrites. Oh, who's Yazid? What is Imam Hussain telling you? And he's, so yes, Imam Hussain got up. He should be fighting against, he should get up to fight against the disbelievers and the hypocrites. Hypocrites, for God's sakes. Not the Makkan polytheists who are the hypocrites, polytheists, but the hypocrites here. Yazid and his people, followers, who took him as caliph and amir. For God's sakes, why can you not see this? Or prophet is told to even do struggle against the disbelievers, not only, but Surah 2, ayat 193 is fight until they become believers, meaning fight them, these disbelievers. Now, O Prophet, fight against the disbelievers and the hypocrites and be harsh upon them, moreover. Struggle, it's strive. Maududis put it properly. O Prophet, strive hard against the unbelievers and the hypocrites and be firm against them. Their abode is hell and evil refuge indeed. Another thing, yeah, I forgot to, oh God, Surah Munafiqun. Wait. You see, another thing I forgot, because there was some news, Christians are being massacred, attacked terribly. TV, Tusi TV and all, news coming, and my went, so I had to open this ayat, right? Surah, I forgot to open this tab, this ayat, Surah 9 ayat, they fought you for, now fight them. Why? Because they fought you at first, and they also try to fight them because they fought you first. Plotted to expel the Prophet, would you not fight them? Would you not fight them? Allah says, right? Where is it? Let me check. Oh, let me search like this. Would you not fight those who fought you? So these ones, these hypocrites who have tried to confuse you are the progeny from also the progeny of Prophet Muhammad, whom the Shias have taken as Imams. And I'm not saying Yazid should be taken as a Muslim religious caliph. No, no. This whole thing is wrong. It's not. Surah Tawbah 29. Fight those who do not believe in Allah in the last day. No, no, no. Surah Tawbah. Believers do not take. Surah. Would you not fight those who fought you at first? So why isn't Google? Why? Google, are you shaking? Tended to expel the Prophet? Right. So it's Surah Tawbah at 19. Right? What about this? Consider this also. Not only that, what you, that, okay, he can exempt them from fighting. Imam Hussain has permitted them. Prophet Muhammad can. Permitted them to leave because these, once you get the evidence who are true, and they will do good also. Good. They are the good. Ayat is coming. I hope I find that. The tab that I've opened. Have you made the providing of water? Oh, no, no. Oh, see? Now you see where even Google is shaking, shaking. They exchanged the revelations of Allah for a paltry price and have hindered from His way. Wouldn't you fight them, right? This also, yeah. Surah 9 ayats. And what ayat is there? Fight. Oh, you Shias. What's happening to Google? Wait a minute. I came here since something, this going, ending, finishing. I had to resume this live stream. Tell me, are you here for the truth? And do you think I am going to mislead you? Then you decide, right? Then you decide. I have just come to help you see this, right? Would you not fight them? Would you not fight them? And I'm going to that ayat also where it says, exempted are those who do good. No, no, those who are lame and who are sick and all, and they do good. Yani, you know what is the true interpretation of that ayat from the Sunni tafsir? I got it. Those who are exempted, when we come to that, when Allah, the ayat says, who are exempted from fighting in the cause of Allah or fighting, those who are good? No, you see. So I'll explain that right now. Would you not fight those who fought you first? Oh, goodness. Who fought you first and expelled the messenger? Surah Tawbah. Is it so hard to find this? Like, I have to put so many things here? But it's in Surah Tawbah, for God's sakes. Surah Tawbah 13, Muslims are commanded to fight against those who broke their oaths, plotted to expel the Prophet. Surah Tawbah 13. Quran.com, where are you? Okay. If you Surah Tawbah 13, let's go to Surah Tawbah 13. Oh. Would you not fight against a people who broke their oaths and determined to expel the messenger? or have captured the messenger, and they had begun you the first time to attack upon you the first time, do you fear them? But Allah has more right that you should fear him, right? If you are truly believers, fear them. But if they violate their oaths after the covenant and taunt you for your faith, fight you, the chiefs of unfaith, right? You're supposed to fight the disbelieving chiefs, for their oaths are nothing to them, but thus they must be restrained. And that thus they may be restrained also. Restrain. Why is Imam Hussain not putting restraints and fighting Yazid? Tell me. He says, I have not gotten, gotten up, arisen, stood up against Yazid for rebellion out of rebellion. Or what? The Surah 9, Ayat 13, would you not fight against the people who broke their oaths and determined to expel the messenger? And they had begun you the first time, the forefathers had. Do you fear them? They've snatched away the imamat, Shias. But Allah has more right that you should fear him if you are believers. Fight them. Allah will punish them by your hands and will disgrace them and give you victory over them and satisfy the breast of a believing people. Fight them and remove the fury in their hearts. And Allah turns in forgiveness to whom He wills, and Allah is knowing. Fight them. Do you think that you will be left while Allah has not yet made evident those among you strive, and do not take other than Allah, His Messenger, and the believers as intimates? This also Allah has to test you, but you need to fight. You need to fight them, right? Why is Imam Hussain saying, I have not risen because of this and that? Now, where were we? Surah Tawbah, Ayat 73, let's see. O Prophet, strive hard against the unbelievers and the hypocrites, and be firm against them. Then we go to Surah Munafiqun. Oh, this, sorry, yeah, again, it was gone. I had to resume it. I don't know why this is happening, right? I was gone. This went away. Okay, now I know how to resume it instead of ending it. I have to go straight to YouTube and resume. Okay, can't explain in detail right now. I'm so Surah Munafiqun. What else is there? Let's forget Surah Munafiqun. It is that you believe in Allah and His Messenger and strive in the cause of Allah with your wealth and your lives. That is best for you if you should know. Surah 61 ayat 11. What else is there? Google search. What? Surah Saf ayat. Allah loves those who fight, right? Surah Saf ayats. Don't you see? Allah loves those who fight. Huh? And where do I need to get it? So I know it's a bit confusing, sorry. Say indeed my prayer, my rites of sacrifice, my living, my dying are for Allah. And who could be the king of this Surah Anam? King of Anam. Who proved this? Imam Hussain. No one but Imam Hussain. No Imam has proven like Imam Hussain has proven. So my prayer, my rites of sacrifice, my living and my death also, dying are for Ali. For Allah, sorry, excuse me. Lord of the worlds, Ali. So 6 ayat 162, right? Religion of right, the path by Abraham, the true in faith, and he certainly joined no gods with Allah. Say indeed my prayer, my rites of sacrifice, everything is for Allah, even dying for Allah, Lord of the worlds, right? No partner has he, and this I have been commanded, and I'm the first of the Muslims, although it doesn't say fighting, but dying for Allah. So fighting for Allah, fighting to, and is it other than Allah I should desire our Lord? This goes a bit, there's contradiction on that also, Surah Tawbah. Exempt, who are exempt from fighting? Surah Baqarah ayat. You see, the Quran does not explicitly exempt individuals from fighting based on a single definitive verse. However, it does outline, AI is saying this, it does outline circumstances and conditions that can lead to exemptions. So we go to these ayats. Self-prioritizing, prioritizing obligations. Verses like Surah At-Tawbah, verse 86, emphasize that believers should not seek to be exempted from fighting, but those who, with legitimate reasons like financial hardship or family obligations, may be excused. Fear of God's display. Quran states Surah Tawbah. So we're going to Surah Tawbah. Start from Surah Tawbah at 86, right? Surah Tawbah at 86. And when a surah was revealed to believe in Allah and to fight with his messenger. Now here, with his messenger, those of wealth among them asked your permission and said, leave us to be with them who sit. Those of wealth, wealthy people. They were satisfied to be with those who stay behind, and their hearts were sealed. Okay. Then 88 of Surah Tawbah. But the messenger and those who believed with him fought with their wealth and their lives. Those will have good, and it is those who are the successful. Anything else? Allah is prepared for them, God. And those with excuses among the Bedouins came to be permitted, and they who had lied, they were permitted, like, Allah pardon you, that you permitted them to be behind. So these were the Bedouins whom Prophet Muhammad permitted to be left behind, to remain behind, and who had lied to Allah and His Messenger sat at home. There will strike those who disbelieved among them a painful punishment. There is not upon not the Sahabas, but Prophet Muhammad. But the Bedouins who said, ask forgiveness for us, Surah Fatah, he said, oh, Allah has said, that you will face such an army until you, why are you asking? These are liars. Moreover, there's no, anyways, but there's not upon the weak or upon the ill or upon those who do not find anything to spend any discomfort when they are sincere to Allah and His Messenger. There is not upon the doers of good any cause, any blame. Now, wait a minute. Shias, are you thinking Imam Hussain has found out they are the doers of good, his followers in Karbala, and they should be exempt from fighting? No, it's not like that. Try to understand this Quran ayat properly, correctly. So we've come to the main ayat here that I wanted to also Surah 9 ayat 91. Don't be deceived by Surah 9 ayat 91 that since Imam Hussain now knows that these doers of good, they won't create fitna if they don't fight, if they don't protect my life or protect me from being captured by Yazid's army. They will not spread fitna and all this. You can see the tafsir on Surah 9 ayat 91. It's not like that. Let's see the tafsir. Multilingual Quran, Shia tafsir on Surah 9 ayat 91. Those who can rightly be exempted from going to war are described in these verses. There are 7 men of Ansar who came to, it's not explained properly, like, what about this part, against the doers of good? There is no way, meaning blame. who want to remain behind. But of course, Imam Hussain is giving them permission now. He knows who are sincere to Allah and His Messenger, and so the Shias would say he's giving them permission to absolve the oaths. Moreover, absolve the obligations, the oath given to Imam Hussain. Don't forget that. So don't get deceived by these ayats. Surah 9, ayat 91, very important ayat. After Surah 9, ayat 43, there were 7 men of the Ansar who came to the Holy Prophet and told him that they did not have suitable provisions for going with him on the expedition of Tabuk. On hearing from the Holy Prophet that there was nothing left with him after providing others, they went away weeping. Nor in those who came to you. So see commentary for verse 91. You see, the commentary for verse 91 is commentary for verse 992, Surah 9, same Surah 92 is given properly, but the only commentary here is those who cannot rightly be exempt, those who can rightly be exempted from going to war are described in these verses. So since I couldn't find a detailed explanation of as long as they are sincere to Allah and His Messenger, meaning those who are sick and weak and can fight should fight. Also, this it implies this verse of the believers, then they are true. Another thing that I found out from the Sunni tafsir. So, sorry, I had only in detail recourse to the Sunni tafsir to understand to understand this ayat properly, and then I do my own, the way I do my own research. By now, you must know. So, Maududi says this implies that this verse, Surah 9 ayat 91, right? Surah Tawbah ayat 91, tafsir, Sunni tafsir, that there is no blame on the weak. Okay, this implies that even those people who are otherwise excusable because of disability, sickness, or indigence will be pardoned only if they are sincerely and truly faithful to Allah and His Messenger. If they are not, they will not be pardoned for being exempt, for taking exemption, permission not to fight. Oh, look at this. Like if that in Surah Al Imran, or which ayat? Surah Anfal, Surah Al Imran, that when they have an injury, even then they fight. Like Imam Ali's eye was injured, but he went to fight. He was called and all this. So no, you can see Shias also. You see, you cannot be pardoned if you are not sincere, even when you are sick. So Abid, Imam Zain al-Abidin bed, the mattress of his bed in the tent in Karbala, they removed him from. Oh, see, this implies that even those people who are otherwise excusable because of disability, sickness, or indigence. You know what Sayyid Yusuf Zaidi told me, that a very old Sahaba was there of Prophet Muhammad. He had to put his back, it wouldn't be straight, so he had to tie something tightly and fight in Karbala for Imam Hussain. A Sahaba, a sincere meaning for the Shias, a sincere Sahaba of Prophet Muhammad. I've forgotten his name, like that in Karbala, tying his back and putting a thing around his stomach and back so it would be straight, and so he would fight for Imam Hussain in Karbala. So you see what this means. Sickness or indulgence will be pardoned only and only if they are sincerely and truly faithful to Allah and His Messenger. Without this fidelity, no one shall be pardoned, merely because he was sick or indigent at the time when he was called upon to go forth for jihad, even struggle, not fighting against the disbelievers or whoever. For Allah does not, because Maududi uses jihad, it's struggle, it's not fight. For Allah does not judge merely by appearances and treats Allah. What do you mean by appearances? If there's a slight injury or something, what are you saying? Maududi. But this is what these Muslims have come to see. Whoever is sick and is in a little bit sick, go and fight. You're able to fight? Go fight. What fever? Exempt from work? No way. Unless, you have some contagious disease or fever that you can give to others. Stay at home. But, here it's like really funny, right? So thank goodness I read the Sunni tafsir on this. Moreover, so this also. What else? Oh my goodness. For Allah does not judge merely by appearances and treats alike and forgives all those who present medical certificates of their disability because of sickness, old age, or some other physical defect. On the day of judgment, He will examine minutely the heart of each and everyone and take into account his whole conduct, open and hidden, and will consider whether his excuse was of a faithful servant or of a traitor and rebel. It is obvious that each and every case, in spite of apparent similarity, requires a separate and different judgment. For instance, let us take the case of two men who suddenly fell ill on the eve of jihad. One of them thanked his lucky stars for timely disease, or if to say how lucky it is that I have fallen ill on the opportune moment. Otherwise, this calamity of jihad could not have been avoided, and I would have had to suffer it anyhow. On the contrary, the other man was filled with sorrow at his illness, and he cried in anguish, "Ah, what a bad luck! I have been attacked by this sudden disease at the time when I ought to have been in the battlefield instead of lying down here in bed." One of them made his illness not only an excuse for exemption from jihad, but also tried to dissuade others from it. Hmm. On the contrary, the other one, though lying in the bed, went on urging his own dear relatives, friends, and others to go forth to jihad. All this, nay, he entreated even those who were attending him, saying, "Leave me in the care of the real master and go forth to jihad. I'm sure that the arrangements for my nursing will be made somehow. Therefore, you should not waste your precious chance for my sake, but go forth and serve the right way." But the other, who stayed at home, spent all his time in spreading discontent and bad news and in damaging war efforts and in disrupting the affairs of the families of the fighters. Now, you're going too far with this, right? Because your Allah has allowed you to go this far. The other man, in similar circumstances, did his very best to make the home front as strong as he could. Though these two men had similar excuses for exemption, they cannot be considered as equal in the sight of Allah. The second one only makes exempt may expect Allah's pardon, and not the first man, who was a traitor and rebel against Allah, though he might have had a genuine excuse for exemption. So this also for Surah 9 ayat 91. What does Ibn Kathir say for Surah 9 ayat 91? Legitimate excuses for staying away from jihad. Allah mentions here the valid excuses that permit one to stay away from fighting. He first mentions excuses that remain with a person, the weakness in the body that disallows one from jihad, such as blindness, limping, and so forth. He then mentions the excuses that are not permanent, such as illness that would prevent one from fighting in the cause of Allah, or poverty that prevents preparing for jihad. There is no sin on these cases if they remain behind, providing that when they remain behind, provided that when they remain behind, they do not spread malice or try to discourage Muslims from fighting, but all the while observing good behavior in the state, just as Allah said. So they can be exempted if they are sick, and provided they are good, and that they are good, they can be forgiven. Exempted both of them. The rebel, the hypocrite will be exempted, but provided if they, Allah will forgive them if they are good. You see, those who have no means to spend, provided they are true to God and His Messenger, there's no reason to reproach those who do good. It doesn't mean that since Imam Hussain has found his followers and his family members, male family members, to be good, to be exempted and not participate in war, right? This ayat doesn't mean this. Surah 9, ayat 91. So please be clear about this. Now we've read a little bit, Maududi whole and Ibn Kathir a little bit, right? Illness, jihad. There is no sin in these cases if they remain behind, provided that when they remain behind, they do not spread malice or try to discourage Muslims from fighting, but all the while observing good behavior in the state, just as Allah said, no means of complaint can there be against the doers of good. It doesn't mean the doers of good if they are capable of fighting or protecting the prophet when a fight is, or when he's being captured or they want him or pursued, that they are good doers. Okay, they're sincere, they're good doers. Leave. Doesn't mean that. Like if the Shias would take it that way. This ayat. And for Karbala, then going to Karbala, Surah Tawbah 91. Brief account. You got it, Shia. Hello, greetings. I don't know why again and again this is happening, but thank you for your time and attention. I think I should leave now. You got it, Surah 9, Ayat 91. And now I'm being disconnected from the live and I have to keep resuming. And it was slower going to YouTube. I don't know who's doing this mischief against me. I'm a truth seeker and I'm sincere in researching my religion. And I wanted to reach the conclusion here, but they're not allowing me. Whoever has done this. And it's for even the Shia Marja in my country to decide. Maar diya jaye ki chhod diya jaye, whether I'm lying, whether I'm a sincere seeker. Please, why are you not allowing me? Moreover, this, right? If you want to kill me, allow me. So, to explain this to the Shias, why I left Shia Islam, I've done a thorough research. But the gist of it, you get it. Like I read this. Why would Imam Hussain absolve? Just because they're good? He found them sincere. No, you cannot apply Surah 9, Ayat 91 to this, being doers of good. See how you should apply Surah 9, Ayat 91. Being doers of good, so they are exempted, and there's no blame on them for being exempted from war, holy war. fighting. All praise is due to Allah. Oh, sorry. All praises and glory be to Allah the Most High, says Imam Hussain. I believe that the following to his followers. I believe tomorrow will be our last day in this world. I absolve you of any obligation to me. You are free to leave. Use the cover of night to escape. These people pursue only me, and once they capture me, they will not pursue anyone else. Anyways, I'm going to cut myself because there's always this cutting, and there are, kind of pockets of silence right in the middle of my live streams. It's not good for this. Shias, you're not going to win like this. You see, by doing this kind of mischief against me, here also. You understand? I'm a sincere researcher, and this I will continue later now. You haven't. Why are you not allowing me? Anyways, I have to go. It doesn't look good for my live stream. These intervals of silence and being disconnected like this and then coming back. So I'm going, thank you for your time and attention. And do not call us liars, right? And thank you for your time.
We'll be back. Until then, thank you so much.